I was a long time absent, I'm really sorry. But I wanted to tell a big thank you to all of you that made comments on our earlier videos saying, hey, where are you? Record something. We really appreciate we were absent because we were busy with something else, with other decisions. But thank you for motivating us, motivating me to record something. The topic of today's car vlog will be my Punkt MP02 is dead and what I got instead. Those of you watching my earlier vlog probably were aware of the fact that my Punkt was dying because there were lines on the display that were disappearing, and in general the screen started looking worse and worse with time. And this is something that happened not only in one of my devices, but since we got 3 in our family, all of them basically displayed the same thing. I don't know whether Punkt has solved this or not, but this is something that plagued 3 of our devices right now. I was contacted by Punkt saying that they got a program for exchanging the phones for new ones, etc., but I have not used it because it meant that I will have to first send back the phone and then they should examine it and then send me back a new one, and so it was too cumbersome for 3 phones in our family and to manage all of that. And think that if it displays this kind of a flaw, basically it will display this kind of flaw in the future also. I don't think they changed the screen really. I think just they wanted to replace the items for new ones. And in general, my feeling is that Punkt has abandoned the development of the MP02 once they started making the smartphone one. I said, okay, we are over 3 years not using a smartphone, the Punkts are dying, so basically we will probably get something else. And we got something else, we got light phones, but it was the second time we got light phones actually in our life, and the first time was a bad experience, the second time was also a bad experience, so the light phones are not for us. The responsiveness or the lack of responsiveness of the interface is such a pain. The lagginess of the interface is enough not to make us use it, really unusable. What we got instead. So actually not all of us got something else. Our daughter is still using a blue Punkt MP02 because it's the one that displayed the less flaws on the screen, and she's 9, and so she's using it mainly to call, and so it was not really a problem. We have configured speed dials on the hardware keys, and it works fine. Me and my wife, we got iPhones. And we got iPhones for precisely one reason. For the reason of using note-taking apps and banking applications, but we have of course dumbed down the iPhones so that they are not distracting. We are using them in grayscale mode. We have the internet browser that is blocked. We are using just calls, texts, sometimes navigation. We try to navigate by ourselves, but sometimes it's useful when you're in a new city and you want to find a restaurant or something. We are using the navigation in this scenario. And we are using our productivity apps, and this is what we are using. Another rule we have instituted in our family with those dumbed down iPhones, so we have a policy that says you can make photos only using a hardware camera. And so we are very strict about that, because we don't want to show our kids that we are, framing things with our iPhones. And we also think that using a camera, a real camera, teaches you something useful. Nobody will ever want to pay you money for making a photo with a smartphone, probably, because everyone on Earth has a smartphone. Whereas I think that more and more people will be willing to pay you for a good portrait, or for the capability of filming something using a real hardware camera, of knowing the stuff with resolutions, shutter speeds, depth of field, etc. And so we have taught our older daughter to use a camera, and she is using a camera with a manual lens, and it's awesome, and the photos she is taking are really awesome, better than mine. If we go on a walk, we are using a real camera that we put to our eye, and we frame the shot, and the shot is beautiful.